Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my fictional short stories. This one is called Electric. In June, I graduated from a prestigious university's theater program. I spent the summer trying to launch my career, but the best I got was a tiny part in an off-Broadway, that is Brooklyn, play for which I'd get a $100, quote, honorarium for the 12 performances plus 5 weeks of rehearsal. So much for trying to pay off my student loans. So, although I hated being the stereotyped artiste who gets spat out by the arts world because there are so many wannabes, I accepted that I got spat out. Until I couldn't. In Williamsburg, Brooklyn, no, not the gentrified part, the dangerous part, I was driving past a small theater that had a sign, Mother Courage, Bertolt Brecht's famous play. This Saturday, 8 p.m., final performance. It was crossed out. At college, we studied Mother Courage. It's a serious anti-capitalist activist play, so-called agitprop theater. The door to the theater was open, and I walked in. Was that cross-out graffiti? Well, there, at a folding card table, sat a man about my age, 25-ish, punching in numbers in a calculator. I said, "Hey, I'm curious, why is the Mother Courage sign crossed out?" He replied, "I did it. It's like a people's way of ending things." "Why'd you do that?" "Because that's not just the last performance of our Brecht play, but of this theater. We busted ass for a year, but not only have none of us made any money, we've lost. You know that old saying about artists? You know the best way to make $1 million in the arts? Start with $2 million. Well, we didn't have that. In fact, we're all living with our parents or with 5 roommates and struggling just to pay our student loans. And the government, which owns this building, the South Williamsburg Community Center, is evicting us for not paying the rent." I asked, "Well, how much could they be charging you? It's a taxpayer-paid space." "Yeah? Well, it's $4,500 for the first 3-week run of a play we want to do, and $16,000 for each additional one." I mumbled that I was sorry, and I felt like hugging him, but I saw he was resisting, so I just said sorry again, and I trudged out. Well, all that fermented in my brain, whereupon I decided I needed to be crazy and try to run my own theater, and here's what I did. I asked the guy for his mailing list, which he gave me. Next, maybe most importantly, I needed to find a venue I could get for free. Churches turned me down, nonprofits turned me down, and then I got an idea. How about a warehouse that's open just during business hours, like Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 5? Well, after a half-dozen turndowns, an owner of a small warehouse agreed that if we'd let him see plays for free, he'd let me use it on evenings and weekends for $500 a month. Now that was doable. A far cry from the crazy amount the supposedly public South Williamsburg Community Center wanted. Next, I put myself in the shoes of the would-be theatergoers. Mainly old people go to live theater. Young people would rather go to a nightclub, a comedy competition, a concert, music festival, and raves. Old people want plays that start early, like 7 p.m. or 2 p.m. on weekends, to see classic comedies whose names they had heard of. So in our first season, we did Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, Noel Coward's Blithe Spirit, and Woody Allen's Don't Drink the Water. I knew that the audience would like to participate, or at least watch other audience members participate, so we also did the full Monty and Calendar Girls, and let donors have a small part, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sort of take off your clothes in front of an audience. On Halloween, we locked the theater doors and had the actors be scary. We set up a, quote, electric chair, including a metal helmet to go on their head, so when an audience member sat in it, the lights would start flashing like electricity. Great photo op. Everyone loved it except one guy who called the cops. They came and refused to prosecute. Yeah. They don't want to pay much, so because there's much they can watch at home on TV for free, so we charge just $12, same as a movie, with discounts not just for seniors and students, but, for example, for people wearing a costume in the play's theme, like a ghost or a psychic in Blithe Spirit. I knew they would like yummy cheap eats, a cheap way to go out to dinner before the show or an intermission. So we serve great New York pizza for $1 a slice. Costs next to nothing to make, dough, cheese, tomato sauce. We sell good ice cream for $1. Soft drinks, of course, $1. Very unlike theaters I've been to. Long story short, we're not getting rich. But I can now pay the rent and let a bunch of good actors and backstage people enjoy the world's greatest hobby, while we all contribute to making our small, full houses happy. Indeed, we almost always get a standing O. Oh, I got a call from my alma mater dear asking for a donation. I said, would you take me off your mailing list? Anyway, that story is called Electric. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 34 books. Perhaps the most relevant to this might be Starting Out Stories, or How to Do Life, but all 34 are on Amazon. Just go there, search on my name, Marty Nemko, Nemko, and you will find more than you can stomach. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.